Greetings and a warm welcome to today's program celebrating the International Day of Yoga. Om Shanti. My name is Kathy and I'm presently at Wembley Inner Space, and I would like to welcome today Sister Jenna. We are privileged to have her. She's joining us all the way from Washington, D.C. And Sister Jenna is an award-winning spiritual mentor, host of the America Meditating radio show, and director of the Brahma Kumaris Meditation Museum, and the recently opened Om Shanti Village. Sister Jenna is a soul whose wisdom, peace, and compassion for humanity are expressed through the many initiatives she's undertaken for youth, women, governments, and communities. She sits on numerous advisory boards, including Conscious Good Media, Global Women's Network, Visionary Peace Builder. And she has an honorary doctorate degree from St. Thomas Aquinas College to top it all off. So a warm, warm welcome to Sister Jenna.
Thank you so much, Kathy. Om Shanti, and
Om Shanti.
Welcome everyone. What a beautiful morning we're having here in Washington, D.C. with beautiful faces sitting on the lawn of Om Shanti Village. We're in such a particular period in time that nothing is certain. Nothing, absolutely nothing is certain. And maybe that's been true for a very long time. But give the world a pandemic to have to grapple with, then you'll realize how palpable, how real uncertainty is. And then the only thing that we have the power to be certain of is the way we choose to feel. What an interesting time to have a world leader actually declare June 21st as International Day of Yoga. What if every world leader was to declare a day for inner renewal, for inner wholeness, for wellness, for spiritual, emotional, and physical well-being? Would there be any wars? Would there be any conflict? Maybe we'd all even end up bored, for all I know. You know, there must be a reason why sometimes we just don't get along with each other. And there's always been a saying that I've heard over and over again. People who are hurt naturally hurt other people. So I ask you to take a moment and think about your own journey. How often have you spoken to somebody without love and respect? How often have you looked at somebody with that gaze, you know, that stern look? Mothers, you know what I'm talking about. When you give that look in public, because you can't say anything. We're in such a time where we're being asked to see if we could be better people, better angels. About 2 months ago, actually in February, at the end of February, we were living in a house for 14 years. And the intention was that we were going to purchase this house as our ashram so we can do yoga. And at the end of February, the owner had already gotten somebody to purchase the property under us and asked us to leave in less than 2 months during the pandemic with everything happening. In 4 days, the universe, the destiny, found us this beautiful home, this beautiful space that we could all sit here together and share a moment of peace, a moment of power, a moment of wellness, that we could actually sit here on this ground and find our balance, find ourselves, be ourselves. And what I've learned, my teachings of Raj Yoga meditation with the Brahma Kumaris, I've seen how its main focus is to balance us out. It's for us to see how best can I use the power of my thinking while I'm using these 5 senses. But there's a way. There's a way that you use your thoughts. There's a way that you can look through your eyes. There's a way that you can speak through your lips. Hurt people hurt people. And if I continue to use the thoughts of hurt, then I will look at people with that gaze. I will speak to them with that gaze, because it's natural for me now to be upset with you if you don't do the things I want you to do. It's natural for me to be afraid that I might lose something that I actually think I can control or I own. Is that even possible in the 21st century? In Raj Yoga, you learn so much about the subtlety of not only the soul, but the subtlety of the thoughts that build your character in your soul. And even though I say this and it seems quite simple, it requires a lot of attention. Have you ever been in a situation where your day is fantastic and all of a sudden you get that phone call? And it just changes your entire mood. And your whole day, you will tell your friends or you'll tell your spouses at home, I was in such a good mood until you came home. One little thing deleted everything that you were building for the whole day of how you were feeling. But if I'm in charge of my thoughts and my feelings, can you take away my happiness? Can you? Or am I just giving up my happiness because hurt people hurt people? And what happens is that we stop taking care of ourselves because the messaging of the hurt goes in everything I do. I could be cooking very happily and somebody comes in and all of a sudden the experience of the soul being hurt comes up and I lose my joy. In the teachings of Raj Yoga, you are given the gift of knowledge, and the knowledge reminds you, don't you ever forget who you are, that your original nature, presence, life, the way that you think, the conversations that you have, the decisions that you make, that everything that comes through your soul is peace. It's love, it's wisdom, it's kindness, it's respect, it's honesty, it's understanding. And every time you go against that right that you are, you forget who you are. And then you forget source. I'm not versed fully in Hatha Yoga. My beautiful companion here on the journey, Anchal, is. And what I would like us to establish today is something quite special. I would like us to see how we can be engaged in action and still be aware Awareness is everything. If you're not aware, I'll tell you this, there was heard when I was a girl, and there was this family that lived in this village, and this village had the fortune of diamonds all around it. But the individuals who lived in that village thought the diamonds were just rocks and stones, like nothing. And so a visitor had actually, entered the village, and the visitor knew what a diamond looked like. And at that time, those villagers barely had food to eat, barely had any money, and was struggling to survive. All this time, they thought those diamonds were just rocks. This visitor comes in, he looks and he sees these rocks that are sparkling so brightly, and he goes, "Hey, by chance, are you giving away those rocks?" He goes, "Oh yeah, they're all over the place. You can take them. But sir, is there any way you can help us? We don't have enough money. Can I do some work for you? Can I cook for you? Can I clean for you?" And the man looked at this guy who's richer than anyone. And he goes, "Oh yeah, you can cook for me. You can work for me." And that story is so powerful because this family and this guy had richness everywhere he looked, but he wasn't aware. He didn't have enough information, enough knowledge. The guy who came in the village knew what that was, and he took his opportunity and he made it into something. Awareness is a powerful tool. And you can be aware, especially in the teachings of Raj Yoga, that if you're aware that I have been hurt, and it's not necessarily that I've been hurt by a spouse, a child, a friend, a family member, a colleague at work, but every time I stop thinking in peace, or I get angry, or I'm jealous, or I'm critical of somebody, or I'm judgmental of someone, I'm hurting myself. And so I'm recording the experience of hurt, which starts to just become natural when I throw out my stones at you and go, "You're like this. Why do you do that?" One of our sisters, who happens to be my mother, has dementia. It's pretty severe. I'm noticing more and more. Just this morning alone, we were telling her not to eat something, and she said, "Not to eat this, not to eat this." Oh, I was like, "What?" And you know what? For that second, I lost my awareness. And I had to grab it back, because whatever anybody does outside of them has no power over who I am on the inside, unless I give that up. Raj Yoga over and over again teaches you what thoughts to have while you're in action. So as we enter into the International Day of Yoga, as Anchal takes us through these postures and these positions for Hatha Yoga, how do we balance our inner and our outer world? How do we create the right thoughts when we are in action? When you're cooking, when you're cleaning, when you're speaking to someone, what are your thoughts? We would like to offer you this special gift today. And I really want to thank all of you for inviting us into your hearts and into your home, all the way from the nation's capital in the United States of America. And I hope that this International Day of Yoga will be one that really transforms your heart and your soul. There's no way we should come out of this pandemic worse than we were when we went in. No way. Physically, emotionally, and mentally. Shouldn't we be the stewards, the ones with that emotional inner and outer well-being? I think so. So with Hatha Yoga being so good for the body that can actually help your mind, combining it with Raj Yoga meditation, where you have the knowledge of soul, the knowledge of the energy of the divine, and the knowledge that I am responsible for every decision that I make. Imagine what the outcome of that is. Unlimited wealth, unlimited fortune, unlimited love. So ladies and gentlemen, now you might think that Sister Jenna is just going to intentional. It's highly intentional. Anshel will take us through beautiful positions. She's been studying this for quite a number of years, and I'm sure Kathy, you'll be able to introduce her much better than I. So I'd like to turn it over to Anshel now and have her take us through some processes and postures. And I will try my best to see how we can spiritually, emotionally think while we are practicing these postures. Kathy, could you introduce Anshel for us, please?
Yes, thank you for that beautiful sharing, Sister Jenna. And so Anchal Singh Ji has been practicing yoga for more than 10 years, and she's passionate about spreading yoga awareness to balance the body and mind. She's an IT professional and mother who's raising two wonderful children, and she balances her professional and family life through asana and vipassana techniques. Anchal Ji is a certified yoga instructor from Chennai, India. Welcome, Anchal Ji.
Om Shanti and Namaste and welcome. Let's get started with today's 2021 International Yoga Day special. To represent a healthy and wholesome human being, it's very important to have a balanced mind and body. In today's session, we're going to get familiar with some asanas and experience how these asanas help us to improve our mental wellness as well as physical strength. By performing yoga, there are some tips to follow before adapting the final pose for each asana. Bring your focus on your spine to make it straight, chest open, and stomach in. Make sure you soften your knees and other joints by bringing your attention to relax your body. Also, please be aware of your body and follow the session as per your body flexibility. Okay, now let's get started with Tadasana, the palm tree pose. Stand with the feet together, keeping a distance of 1 foot in between. Keep the arms by the side of the body. Inhale and raise the arm upward. Interlock the fingers and turn the palms against the body. Lift your heel and stay here for a few seconds by engaging all your muscles. The benefits: it helps correct poor posture habits. Now, let's move on to Vrikshasana, the tree pose. From the standing position, grab your right foot and place it under your left thigh muscle by lifting the kneecap. You can also place your foot below the knee to maintain your posture. Bring the hands to the prayer position in front of your heart. Maintain your position for a few seconds and repeat the steps for the other side. Benefits: it increases the concentration and helps improve the balance.
I want to share because what makes this very powerful, everyone, is if you're responsible for your thoughts in a positive way, they'll be balanced.
Next, Garudasana, the eagle pose. From the standing position, bend your knees slightly and lift the left leg and cross it over the right leg above the knees. Next, bring the arm outside of the left elbow and twist both arms. Gaze towards your hands as you breathe steadily. Untwist the arm and leg. Repeat the same for the other side. Benefits: it tones and straightens the thigh muscle, including the quadriceps, hamstring, and inner thighs. Trikonasana, the triangle position. From the standing pose, come into a wide stance with 3 to 4 feet gap between the two legs. Turn the right foot out 90 degrees and the left foot 45 degrees in. Bring your right palm down to the ground and gaze upwards.
Mm.
Maintain this position for at least 5 breaths. The benefits are it tones and relieves digestive issues such as indigestion, gastritis, acidity. It also strengthens the ankles.
That's a beautiful position. Makes you feel like you're moving, you're looking to the stars.
Now, from Trikonasana, we transition into Virabhadrasana, which is Warrior One. Inhale, and as you exhale, bring the arms up over the head, joining the palms as you straighten the arms. Bring the gaze up towards the palms. Smoothly transition to Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2, by exhaling and bending your right knee. Stretch the right arm aligned with your right leg, and the left arm goes behind. Stay for 30 seconds. Now inhale to go to Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. When you feel balanced, lean forward, lifting your left leg straight behind you. Hold this pose, then return your leg to the ground and your arms to your sides. Now, let's repeat Trikonasana and Virabhadrasana with your opposite leg. While you're doing this, let me just share some benefits of this pose. The warrior pose strengthens and stretches the calves, the ankles, and shins. It expands the chest, stimulating the hearts and lungs. Enhance concentration and balance. Next pose is Natarajasana, the dancer pose. From your standing pose, this is the Virabhadrasana 3. Now let's move on to Natarajasana, the dancer pose. From your standing pose, bend your right leg behind you and grasp the outside of your right foot. Now, lift your right leg and get it as high as possible behind the back. Raise the left arm up front and focus on your fingertips. Hold on to this position for as much time as possible, and then slowly come to the initial position. This is half a circle. In this way, you do it with the left foot too. The benefits are it improves balance and concentration, and it also enhances the flexibility of the spine. Now, please sit in Sukhasana, the folded leg, and relax. Now, we're going to watch the video, which is the letting go meditation.
Om Shanti. The time that we choose to be aware doesn't necessarily require me to just sit and meditate. But even while I walk and move around, I can be in a meditative awareness, which is the awareness of the soul, the original, eternal, imperishable being of light. For a little while, I'd like to invite you to be present, to be here, and to be now. Allow your mind to settle in the moment, to relax. This meditation is about awareness. It's about becoming aware of your original and eternal self. It's about connecting to your truth. Let go of your name. And observe yourself feeling nameless. Let go of your gender to discontinue thinking you're a man or a woman. Let it go and observe how you would feel walking around without a gender. Observe how you're feeling as let go of your religion and put it aside just for now. And let go of your nationality and even the language that you're accustomed to. Imagine you have no name, gender, role, title, religion, nationality, or even a language. Ask yourself, how do you feel at this moment? And in this feeling, who would think of you and who would you think of? The Supreme Soul would think of you, and you, the liberated soul, would think of the Supreme. In this state of absolute freedom, I am truly who I am. A free, peaceful, pure, immortal, and eternal soul. Allow yourself to just be absorbed in this awareness. At this time, Welcome back, everyone. As you can see, there is benefit in the silence. There is benefit in the inner reflection. There's benefit in making your body healthier than it is. It's a balance. Hatha, the balance of left and right, in and out. And Raj Yoga continues to give you the emotional, mental tools that can help you to navigate your life where it needs to go. When I was about 20, I think I was about 22 at the time. I was about 22. I was in a country and I was just living my life as I'm supposed to as a young girl, free in America. And I had this profound mystical experience of the energy of God's light just falling in my consciousness like a wave. And the energy of that God's light, as if it was calling me. And I didn't know where it was trying to take me, but it was calling me to awaken, to open up, to seeing more than I can see with these two eyes, but to use these two eyes to just basically be navigated by my third eye. And before my awakening happened, only my two eyes determined how the soul would feel, what I wanted to look like, what I wanted to dress, what I wanted, where I wanted to go, who I wanted to talk with. It didn't matter about the internal energy of the person. It was focused on the external. And when I had that mystical experience at that age, it was as if everything just opened up for me. It was that aha moment. You never die. No one burns you. No one can cut you. But if someone says something to you that you feel is against your value or worth, see how you so deeply. But imagine you're a soul, you can't die. No one can cut you. No one can burn you. But someone just says something with their words and all of a sudden, this is that. So when we start to focus too much on the negative, focus too much on the waste, it sends a vibration to the body that takes us out of balance. We don't feel good. We don't feel healthy. We don't feel happy. And so when we can start to transform the way we think about ourselves and then use our five senses and use our body in a good way, the balance comes upon us and we become like Vishnu. We become this perfect human being where sorrow really isn't important for us to receive anymore. Only happiness is important to bestow. So when we go into this meditation and we start to let go of the attachments to the illusions of life, the physical form of life, and we get attached to the virtues of life, then we live, and then there's balance. So Anchal is going to take us through some more postures, and I'd love to invite everybody to participate with this. I'm noticing that as we're here live on the grounds, there's a nice little tingling raindrop ever so often. So we will watch and navigate that scene as we move along, okay? Anchal, you take us through another process?
Thank you, Sister Jenna. After watching this beautiful letting go meditation video and listening to Sister Jenna, I'm sure all of us are really tuned into our minds. And we're all ready for the second part of the yoga. Let's start with a simple arm stretch. Bring your right palm on top of your right knee, fingers facing toward you. Try to keep the arms straight if possible. Now, slowly push down your upper body on the left knee. Rest here for a few seconds and come back to the position where you have started. Now, let's do this on the other side. Left palm on top of your left knee, fingers facing toward you, and stretch to activate your nerves and muscles. Now let's do the split leg. Split both your legs apart and bend towards the right side. Try to touch your toes if possible, or you can just simply stretch. Now, slowly move towards the left foot and observe the muscles shift in your waist. Come back to the basic pose. Repeat the stretching from the left to right side by gently moving your upper body. Now bring both your feet together and perform the Paschimottanasana. Inhale and stretch your arms up. Bend forward to touch your toes if your flexibility allows you. Feel the stretching and the nerve activation. From toes to the top of your head. Stay here for some time and relax. To exit the pose, inhale and lift the torso, bringing the arms overhead. The benefits are it relieves lower back pain, relieves feelings of anxiety and stress. Now, we move on to Marichasana, the sage twist pose. From a seated position, bend your knee, right knee, and bring your left elbow over your right knee. Keep your right hand behind your back. Keep your spine erect. Complete the twist by turning the head to the right and bringing the gaze to rest above the right shoulder. Complete the twist by repeating the same steps for the other side of your body. The benefits are it flushes the abdominal organs, including the liver, kidneys, and the intestines, with better circulation. It also relieves lower back pain. Now, let's move on to the Marjarasana, the cat pose. Come to the table pose and make sure your wrists are aligned under your shoulders and knees under your hips. Inhale, and as you exhale, drop the head, press through the arms, and tuck the tailbone under. Engage the abdominals to push all the air out of the lungs by squeezing the diaphragm and abdominal muscles. Benefits: it provides a deep stretch for the back muscles, shoulders, neck, and arms. Now rest in Balasana, the child pose, and give yourself some time. 3 deep breaths to relax. Next asana is Ustrasana, the camel pose. Come into a kneeling position with the knees hip width apart and the tops of the feet on the ground. Gently give support to your lower back and push your upper body back to touch your heels. If you're not ready for both hands, you can use one hand at a time to perform this asana. Push the hips forward, opening the chest and creating a deeper arc in the back. The benefits are this is a full body stretch and it triggers all your muscles to get activated. It also improves the flexibility of the spine. Sit in Vajrasana now, the thunderbolt position, or Sukhasana, the easy position. Now, the next part of the yoga is just to introduce you with some advanced poses. Feel free to just observe and analyze how the body and mind works together. Kakasana, the crow pose. Come to a squat position with your feet slightly wider than hip width apart. Place your palms on the floor in front of you. Shift your weight forward and balance on your arms.
See, this is the absolute way to balance in life, in and out. Soul awareness, God awareness, humanity awareness. Can you balance it all?
This position is an excellent core strengthener, and it improves the balance, as Sister Jenna pointed out. Last but not least, let's move on to our final asana called Shirshasana, balancing the body over the head. It's also called a headstand, Shirshasana.
I call this one when you make your life upside down, it's like this, but really life should be right side up. So it has a lot to do. Do you see the world from behind your eye, or do you see the world just outside of you? Please feel free not to do this. Those out there.
Just to show you how the body and mind works together, and especially for the headstand, you need quite a practice.
Sister Achal just mentioned that feel free to just observe, because this needs mind and body connection and quite some practice. So from the table pose, you come down onto your elbows on the mat. You come to a squat position with your feet slightly wider than the hip width apart. Placing your palms on the floor in front of you. Raise the hips and straighten the legs. Balance the load of the body with the front faces, head and neck relaxed. Slowly move the knees and bring the feet down, and then put the toes on the floor when done. I hope you've enjoyed our International Day special on the mind-body balance session. Om Shanti.
Thank you so much, Swati Ben. Thank you, Anchal Ben. It was wonderful. Somebody from the UK said, "You're so flexible."
Thank you.
So I think that we'll come to a close of our day due to the weather outside. But I'm pretty sure that we have covered quite an interesting way of looking at Raj Yoga and Hatha Yoga. You know, for many years, when you think about how do you master yourself, well, check your thoughts. Because if we're in this, if we're in this state of mind where it becomes natural for hurt people to hurt people, we're going to be walking upside down like Anjal was in her upside down pose. But I don't think we're meant like that. I think we're supposed to be completely right side up. So on behalf of all of us here in Washington, D.C. and at Om Shanti Village, thanks for having us for your International Day of Yoga today. And I hope it was a special time for you, something different, something new, something fresh. You know, in the world of Zoom and slowly coming out of lockdowns, we're still trying to find ways to be creative, to still let our rajas shine, to be able to let the best of who we can be emerge despite whatever obstacles might be in front of us. So whatever you think you're going through, it's actually for you. It's helping you to break through certain limitations that you might not be aware of you're holding. When I was doing some of these positions before, I could see how my muscles are so tight and I didn't think I could do this. And maybe I still can't master it, but over and over again, little by little, staying consistent, persistent, you will always find the sense of naturalness in whatever you feed the most. Feed the awareness that your soul's nature and your religion of the soul is peace. Feed your nature that the religion of the soul is love. Feed your nature that no one has the power to make you give up your happiness or your love. Only you. Feed truth so that nothing and no one has power over you. And you are basically free to be what you need to be. So to the Brahma Kumaris Inner Space, my friends at Wembley, thank you for having us this wonderful time together. I really wanted to make it unique, creative, special. As you know, that's my middle name, creativity. So I want to thanks to Daksha and the whole team, Kathy, Deepa, everybody. Thanks for putting this all together. And if you don't mind, I'd love if you could just pan the camera to everybody. And if you can all wave and say a warm Om Shanti and thank you, it would be lovely. This has got to be the most peaceful International Day of Yoga you've ever had. Tell the truth. Usually we'll be going to the mall because the embassy is organizing it, right? Beautiful. Lots of blessings to everyone for coming out. And the kids are here too. All the husbands are here giving support and trying to bend. Look, we're at this really crucial point to be a little bit more considerate and kind for each other's feelings. And if you get addicted and used to being kind and thoughtful, it's a great experience. Because if we can get addicted to being hurt and upset and scared and angry, that doesn't feel so good. So in Raj Yoga, it says, give that up and feed the part of you that has divinity in it. Lots of love and Om Shanti. I'd be happy to hear anything if you have anything to share before we close out.
Is there any questions or comments anybody has? If you could quickly send it through the chats. Any questions or comments? Okay. Just
Thank you, Angela.
okay, I'd like to also offer my special thanks to Sister Jenna for sharing so wonderfully. Can you hear me, Jenna? I think the internet your end is a little bit unstable. And a special thanks to Anshul Ben, who's so flexible and demonstrating all these wonderful asanas. And one of my favorite ones are the Balasanas and Savasana, as you can see why. And also Shwati Ben for your narration of all what these asanas were meant for and the benefits. And the technical team in the background, I know each of us are very busy this 2 weeks with various International Yoga Day events. So really thank you all for making this time to be with us. And I'm sure more people who couldn't join today because of the various events will watch this event on YouTube. So I'm also thankful for the technical team here and Kathy for introducing and welcoming us. So we're going to finish a bit earlier than planned. And I think you want to play a song from...
That would be nice.
So it's started to rain there a little bit, I guess. So we'll finish a bit early.
Blessing, actually. It's good to be blessed, but I'm not quite sure if we want thunderstorms of blessings.
And I also want to congratulate on behalf of everyone here for this new place that's going to be even doing a lot more service than before. I think the team there is very active anyway and reached out to many. So I'll hand over to you, Jenna, for the meditation, and you wanted to do some prayers for India.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ben. Thank you. So as we close off, if you don't mind, love and light for India. It's been through so much the last month, and it's no small thing what it has endured. So as a collective, just your pure thought, I wish you well. I deeply wish you peace. I deeply wish you protection and love. And let's hold this moment of silence from Mother Bharat. Everyone that's connected to it. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Let's keep envisioning God's light and love all around. For our friends, family, colleagues, even the hurt people who have hurt us. Envision God's love over them. That'll be our healing. Happy International Day of Yoga, everyone. Thanks for coming out today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And for those of you new to activities of Inner Space Family, you can visit our website. We do meditation Mondays and Thursday evenings online. And also we run regular meditation courses. And every Tuesday evening, we have talks at 6:45 p.m. UK time. And very interesting topic coming Tuesday, spiritual vaccination. And it will be run by a sister from Nairobi, Pratibha. So we look forward to seeing you. And once again, thanks to everybody from Washington, D.C. who took part and made this happen. Thank you. And look out for more International Yoga Days events. We still have a few lined up. So visit our websites here and Global Cooperation House. There's various events happening.
If love were a bird, I would stroke her bright feathers, then I'd watch her fly free, cross the still of the dawn. And if peace were a mountain, we'd gather around her to bathe in her silence, her power, her call. If wisdom could sing or whisper his secrets, eternally teaching the ways of the free, in my mind I can see them, and I feel them. For love, peace, and wisdom.
Okay, Ajay, the sister, get ready.
Part of me. If love has her freedom and peace her expression, surely wisdom will grow like a flower in bloom. The seed has been planted and watered by the prayers of the hopeful and the tears of the brave. We long to return to that place of still waters and sit on the banks under some shady tree. In my mind I can see it, I hear it, and I feel it. And love, peace, and wisdom are all that we need. Some call me a dreamer, some will call me a seeker, one who follows the stars on a quest for the truth. But every believer holds a deep hidden memory of a time when the
Thank you, and Om Shanti.